Hello, my spooky friends.
My name is Cassie.
And I'm Kaylin.
And welcome into I'd Survive.
Hello, friends. I'm very excited for today. Honestly, I'm just excited to be here. I'm happy to be here. I love talking about horror movies.
Exactly. I'm always happy to be here. And I'm so excited because this is just going to be you've really hyped up the episode for me. Like, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
To hear about this specific movie, but I'm also excited because I actually have movies to talk about that I watched this week. Yes.
Tell me.
Okay. I watched Final Destination Bloodlines.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was fun. Like, it did what it came to do. Like, it's not that hard to make a good Final Destination movie, in my opinion.
Right.
The only thing that I thought like really stood out to me and I didn't see anyone talking about was I thought the CGI was like so bad.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Was it?
And it was like very cartoony. It felt worse than previous Final Destination movies CGI. And I don't know if it's because like they went into more detail but with a different type of CGI that like doesn't look realistic, which like these deaths are not realistic. Like, what am I expecting? But I don't know. There was just something off about the CGI where it was just like made it funny rather than like jump scary gross which is how I felt in previous Final Destination movies. It was like, holy shit, that's insane. But in these it was like, oh, weird. Like that was my reaction to a lot of it.
I feel like, I mean, I've only seen the first two movies and I feel like they keep it fairly realistic, at least in those two. Like I remember rewatching, I won't go into too much detail, no spoilers, but like there's a glass pane 1 and 2 that I watched frame by frame, and you can see the use of practical effects and how cool it looks. And I can imagine once you jump to CGI, it's like if it gets too over the top and too fake, then it's no longer disturbing and it's just kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like a different kind of spectacle. So it was like a different experience watching this one from older ones, but it was still like plot wise that it was fun where they went with it. And then I also last night I watched Sinners.
Oh my god, you finally watched it.
Finally watched.
God, I've been waiting.
Oh girl, it was like much heavier.
Yes.
And like, I don't know the words for it. I think I knew your title going in, like the reaction you posted was like, I ugly cried or something like that. And like Ash, I watched all of like reacts by Ash. I watch all of her shit. And hers was like the best movie, or like everyone's like titles are like overhyping and being like, it's so good. So I'm like, okay, there's going to be something to it that's more than just a good horror movie. It's just like a good movie.
Yes.
And I still wasn't ready.
You still weren't prepared. Oh my god.
Like, and it's crazy. Like the first hour, I was like, this is not what I was expecting. Like it was, because it takes a while to get into like the real horror parts.
Yes, it's like an hour in.
Yeah, and it's like literally straight drama for a while. With some like mystery, like suspense. But that scene, I feel like if I say that scene was like one of the greatest things I've ever seen in a movie ever.
Yep, I said the same thing. Like one of the greatest like cinematic masterpieces, that one scene.
Yeah.
Like so good.
Yeah. And then I just love a movie that has like themes on themes on themes. So yeah, that was so good. And I did cry. Oh yeah. Like silent tears were just like falling. So everyone go watch it.
Right.
I'm not going to get into it, but it's definitely worth a watch. I can't tell if it's like a little overhyped. I don't think it is. I think it's like just the right amount of hyped right now. Like it just like maneuvered in a way that was different from what I was expecting, but like the quality was exactly what I was expecting, like,
Yeah, and I feel like usually when a movie gets overhyped, I'm like such a pessimist. So I'll go in and be like, there's no way it's gonna be that good. And most of the time I'm right, but this time I was like, nah, that was incredible.
Yes. It's got to be nominated.
Oh, it has to be. No, it will be. It's got to be.
Well, will we be shocked if it's not?
No, actually, no.
Maybe we won't. Maybe there's a reason. But no, let me stop there.
A black horror film getting nominated for awards.
Exactly.
We'll see.
But it should. There's like no reason There's no reason. There's just so much going on there, like specifically like cinematography, soundtrack, like there's no way it doesn't get nominated, but I think it could absolutely for like movie of the year so far based on what I've seen.
I 100% agree with you. It's so good. And if you haven't seen it yet, like, what are you doing? I like respectfully, what are you doing? Go
just
watch it right now. Actually, listen to this and then go watch it.
Oh yeah, don't leave us.
Don't leave us. We don't want that. I think the only thing I've watched since the last time we talked was Saw 3.
Yeah. I can't remember. I'm gonna watch your reaction to that. I haven't yet, but I'm going to, and I'm going to without even remembering if I've seen the actual movie, because after like the first movie, if I'm being honest, I don't know which ones I've seen and haven't seen, and I don't really care.
No, there's 10 freaking movies, and I'm pretty sure from what I've been told, the first 3 are like a trilogy, and then it just kind of goes off the rails after that.
Yeah.
So, I think most people would be like, that's fine. Because it's more about like, which traps have you seen, you know, as opposed to like, what movies have you seen?
Kind of like Final Destination. Like you remember the deaths, like not the plot.
Right. No, exactly. That was rough. And I was concerned because people want me to watch more of the Saw movies. And I was like, this might be my limit. Like, this might be as far as I can take these movies. But people were like, in some ways, Saw 3 is the worst one.
Oh, interesting.
So I was like, if that's actually true and they're not lying to me, maybe I'll continue watch some. But I almost threw up. Literally.
Really?
Yeah. You'll see.
No, I need to watch that. I probably will end up watching like the whole franchise at some point, like just over time, because like why not? But it is a lot to like sit down and do reactions for 10 movies when you're like, when they're those types of movies. I don't know.
I'm like, I'll probably do it, but we'll spread it out.
Yeah.
I have 2 quick things. I feel like people like the intros, so it's fine, but I won't shut up. We aren't really going to talk about it, but Cassie and I are both very excited to see Weapons. We're both probably going to see it this week.
Yes.
So next week, we won't talk about it too much. We don't want to spoil anything once we've seen it, but like we will at least tell you how we feel next week. We're both very excited.
At the very worst, we can be like, skip ahead 2 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
If we absolutely need to, but we should be able to like gush. Yeah. Hopefully we're gushing about it. Like hopefully it's as good as we hope.
Yeah.
But hopefully we can like talk about it spoiler free.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to that. And then also this week, Cassie and I are both playing like horror-esque video games on Twitch. I'm doing The Last of Us Part 2.
The best game there ever was. The best game. Caitlin, I'm so excited for you to play this game. It's hard because, like we've said a million times, I played the part 1 on a remote delay. So, like, I feel like I wasn't as into it as I could have been because it was, like, frustrating playing it that way. And that kind of taints your experience. But, oh my God, part 2 is, like, so... the gameplay aspect, like not even like the plot is like good and great and like cool, like whatever, but I'm talking about the actual gameplay of part 2 is so fun, like so thrilling, and I'm so excited for you to be thrown into it.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I've been looking forward to it. And you are playing?
I'm playing Resi 8, which I don't know anything about. Like, people say it's so different from, because I've only played Resident Evil 7, and that was an experience.
I did watch your whole playthrough of that, so
it was fun, but it was definitely one of the more frustrating. Well, I think because I went into it so blind and I didn't realize the whole gimmick with Resi. What I'm assuming the whole gimmick is with all the Resi games is like these people, these bosses, these people you're trying to take out, they just don't fucking die. Like,
oh my God, that is
so frustrated.
Specifically, the dad in 7 is a bit rough.
I could not believe his final boss. I could not believe that I was fighting him again at that point. I was like, are you actually kidding me?
I know. We're both going to be struggling this week, though, because we want to watch each other's streams, but we're going to be streaming at the same time. But like VODs. VODs exist. We'll have the VODs, and it'll be great.
I have like such a... Yeah, that's true. I can lie to myself and say the VOD is okay. I'm so mad that I'm going to be missing like your first session, but it's okay. Cause I mean, I'm not missing it. Cause like you said, like the VOD is there, but it's just different. Like everybody hang out with us live on Twitch. It's so much better than watching the VODs.
I know. There's so many people on the VODs and I'm like, I love you. Thank you for being here. But also come to the live. Like it's so much more fun.
I don't understand. It's insane. Like my Twitch right now, I'm like hitting a lot of like 1,000+ VOD views just on Twitch alone. And I'm like, who are you people?
I know.
Come hang out with me.
We love when you come live. It's way more fun. But anyway, we've rambled a lot this
I know. Wait, actually, it's only been 12. It's been 12. We rambled a lot before we hit record, so that's why it feels like even
You know what? It's so true. Like, we were supposed to start this an hour and a half ago.
Whoopsie.
And, sometimes life happens, and here we are. But let's talk about a movie that I watched that is called Until Dawn.
Yes.
Now, this is a brandy new fresh film because I think it went, like, straight to streaming. Like it's on Netflix now, which is pretty quick, I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like it went right from theaters and then like out of theaters to Netflix, and that was it.
Exactly. Just quick, this movie was directed by David Sandberg, who's someone I don't really know, but he also directed Lights Out from 2016 and also Annabelle Creation, which is a movie that I do really love. But neither of like this collection of 3 movies are all very different, so it's interesting to see the same director on all of them. And something I will say, I feel like probably the majority of you know this, but if you don't, Until Dawn is in connection with the video game Until Dawn. And Until Dawn, the game, is kind of regarded as one of the like best games ever made, period. Like people are obsessed with this game. And the whole thing with the game is that it's like a story driven game, but it's like based on what choices you make. And the game is kind of considered more of a cinematic because it's like, it's not like heavy on the gameplay. You're watching a lot of scenes. So when it was announced that Until Dawn was going to be a movie, it was like kind of like, oh, like people were really excited, but it's like, okay, so we're just going to remake the game as a movie, even though the game is a movie.
Right.
And there was a lot of controversy about it. And then it was kind of revealed that it wasn't going to be anything like the game at all. And then like that just caused more controversy, including from me. I'll be so for real with you right now. I was like, what is the point of putting the name Until Dawn on it if it's not going to be the game? So I'm sure like a lot of you guys have shared a lot of those opinions or seen a lot of that online. But I'm here to say, I'll say one thing before we go into it. I was ready to shit on this movie and ready to be really upset about it because of the fact that it stole the name of the game and like is just using it as a gimmick. But I get it now. I've seen the movie and I actually do get it now. So that was a pleasant surprise for me. So yeah, also I have not played the game, but I've watched many a playthrough. Cassie has played the game.
Oh my gosh, I forgot that you haven't actually played it. You should. Would you ever, like, especially with that remastered version that like came out?
It's tough because it's like the kind of thing where people want me to play it on stream, but I'm like, I feel like I'd have a hard time streaming it when I already know the storyline because it's just like, like what am I gonna?
Yeah, that's kind of what I experienced with The Last of Us Part 1 with like watching the show first and then playing the game. I was like, okay, yes, the cutscenes, like I've seen this. Like it's cool to see some differences here and there, but yeah.
And it's just like weird going through the game because some people are watching it for the first time, some people aren't, and it's like I'm gonna spoil the game for you because I'm gonna talk about things.
Right.
So it's like that's why I don't want to play it on Twitch, but maybe someday.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on Until Dawn before we get into it?
No, I mean, I loved the game. I'm curious about like, this is my one question I have going into it, which I don't know why I'm asking because I could just wait, but like I'm not going to for some reason. Is like, is the cast like the same names as the characters of the game, or do we even have like completely new people?
Absolutely not the same.
What in the world? I'm so confused on how like this works for you because I'm like, like you're not using the same plot, not the same characters, and calling it Until Dawn. Like I cannot wait to get to the end of this and hopefully have the same like epiphany that you had of being like, oh, it works.
Yeah, I hope you do. And if you don't, that's also totally fine.
Yeah.
Because I actually haven't even looked at the ratings for this movie. I don't even know how it did because I kind of didn't want to know. I like to kind of form my own opinions first and then find out how the public feels when possible? Let's jump into this one.
Okay.
I'm excited, honestly. Like, this one should be fun.
I'm excited too. Yeah.
So the movie opens with what is nearly a jump scare. A hand reaches through the dirt in the dark, and a girl is crawling, or rather dragging herself along a dirt ground in an environment we can't see too well. Suddenly, a creature of sorts appears behind her. It's silhouetted, but we can see that it's got like kind of goblin-y features. It looks bald. It's crouching on the ground. It's making some like growly, raspy sounds. And the girl continues to try and crawl away, but she's like looks like she's been through it. She's really slow. And so the hand of the creature grabs her by the ankle and begins to drag her backwards. She then gives the creature a bit of a kick to the face, nice, and manages to crawl away. She comes up to a wall or something that you can't really see, but she's like happy to see it. And then we see her hand emerge from underground through the surface of the dirt now. And the girl pulls herself to the surface and rolls over in relief to presumably be back to have escaped from wherever she was.
Like Portal vibes, or just like physically underground to the surface?
Physically underground, like dirt. Okay. Just like pulling herself through the dirt.
Okay.
Her relief does not last too long, though. A boot steps next to her face and a large pickaxe reveals itself in frame. This girl seems completely defeated at this point, and she doesn't even try to run or move. She's just beyond exhausted, and she lays on the ground and begs for her life, saying, "I can't die again. Oh, please, I can't do it."
Interesting. Wait. Okay, so my brain immediately goes to is this like the formula of the movie is like you get to keep trying to that it's kind of giving Happy Death Day, like I can't die again, like trying over and over again to successfully complete whatever this is,
right? And that's a very fair assumption to jump to.
Okay.
And we'll come back to that.
Incorrect.
We'll come back to that.
Okay.
So we then see the face kind of the person holding the pickaxe. He looks like he's wearing a white mask on his face, but it's still pretty obscured. And I didn't even pick up on this at first, but it's very much giving the white mask from the game that you see the killer wearing in the game. There's kind of like a very simple white mask over the face.
Okay.
So this killer of sorts raises the pickaxe in the air, and as it swings down, we get the title card for Until Dawn. It is accompanied by the sound of a ticking clock and also imagery of a large hourglass. Did I just have a lisp?
I didn't even notice.
A large hourglass with sand pouring down the middle. The next shot that we're going to fade into here is pretty cool, but it's also going to fall into one of the most classic horror tropes that I didn't know existed until you brought it up to me. As we zoom in on the hourglass, the shot fades so the sand becomes a road, and a road with a red car driving down.
Yes.
And it's crazy how much I'm picking up on this now ever since you showed it to me. I don't know how I never noticed this before.
Me either. It's like, imagine how many movies open up like this if this is how many we're seeing just from the first like 23 whatever episode we're on movies Literally. That we've picked.
Exactly. I'm like, oh my God. Here we go
of
again.
Course.
And like also I realized too, Until Dawn the game and The Quarry the game both start this way as well.
Oh my God, they do.
I was like, oh my God, that's insane. Like I find that so cool now.
Yeah.
So inside the car, one girl is sleeping in the back seat. Her name is Clover. There are 4 other people in the car. And in the second row of the car, we have one guy named Max and one girl named Megan. Same is true in the front seat of the car. Abe is driving, and Nina sits in the passenger seat. Max takes out his earbuds and leans forward in his seat, asking what the plan is when they get there. Are we going to do some sort of ritual or something?
Yes. I'm down.
It's a horror movie. Like, absolutely. Megan quickly interrupts to say that she's not prepared for any sort of ritual. And Max is like, no, not your woo-woo kind of ritual. He clarifies that he means like a closing ceremony kind of ritual, since this is the last stop on their tour, and even though they've gained no new information, they should probably mark the occasion. Nina says, oh, so a celebration of our failure. Max sighs and is like, yeah, sure, whatever. I'm not even sure what we were expecting, he says. Abe speaks up for the first time to suggest closure, right? Isn't that what people are looking for in these situations? Clover must have woken up now because from the back seat she says, "We're not getting closure. She's missing, not dead." Max kind of stutters and is like, right, of course, sorry. So the tension in the car is pretty heavy, and we cut away to a selfie mode video a girl is taking of herself. And you can't be too sure, but she does kind of look like the girl from the opening scene of the movie.
Oh.
She starts out by saying, "Wait, Clover, don't delete this. I know I could have handled our goodbye differently. I could have handled everything after Mom's death differently." We then see that the group is now standing outside, all watching this video together on Clover's phone. The girl in the video, her name is Melanie. She continues on to say that she just couldn't stay in that house any longer. She invites Clover to join her and encourages her to call her back. The video ends and the group all look up to the building that was in the background of Mel's video. So they're standing in the spot where Mel took this video.
Okay.
And the building that they're looking at is an old petrol station, like, super old vibes, like one pump,
Love.
small town. And this petrol station is actually called Hartley's. And I didn't catch on to this. I saw this after. This is a nod to Chris Hartley, is one of the characters in the game.
Oh, cute. Okay.
So it's just like a little like, oh, hey.
Yeah.
Max is like kind of eerie being here a year later. So we know it's been a year. Thank you, Max. You gotta love the beginning of the movie when the lines are just coming out like this, and you're just like, "Thank you, information,
convenient information, perfect."
Megan decides that they should all join hands. The group all kind of roll their eyes at this, but Megan insists. They did it everywhere else. It'll feel incomplete if they didn't do it here too. So essentially, something that we establish right here is that Megan thinks that she has some sort of psychic powers, but the group doesn't really seem to believe her all that much.
Well, I'm sure they will by the end of the movie.
Right? Megan pushes a little more, and Clover gives in saying that they should just go ahead and do it. And we get the vibe that this whole thing that we're doing right now is for Clover, because Mel is her sister after all. So we're going to go along with whatever Clover wants to do.
Yeah, makes sense.
So Megan leads this group in a sort of meditation. She's like, close your eyes, breathe slowly, try to feel the signals, she says. It's like a radio signal, whatever. It gets quiet as Megan is instructing the group to breathe in and out. Megan gets a little bit of a strange look on her face as we push in on her slowly, but the group is interrupted by the sound of a horn. An RV is trying to pass, and they're just sort of standing in the middle of the parking lot. So they all jump back in annoyance and let the RV pass.
Right. That's so awkward. I'd feel so stupid.
It's like we're all standing there holding hands in the middle of the parking lot, like, tee-hee.
Yeah.
So, the moment's kind of gone, so we're not really going to try that again. And in this moment of minor chaos, Clover wanders off and into the store. Max goes to chase after her, but Nina's like, "Hey, Max, stop. Give her some space. Don't forget why she dumped you in the first place."
Oh, T. You know what?
T.
I love when we include, character drama into horror movies. It just is so fun. That's half the fun, too, of, Until the energy of Until Dawn is, all of these different relationships and messiness in the group.
Yes, exactly. This comment by Nina sparks a little argument where Max claps back at Nina, bringing back how she's always needed to be in a relationship. So it's at this point that we actually realize that Abe and Nina are in a relationship, because Abe's like, no way, oh my God, does she? And Nina starts denying it. And okay.
Also, what the hell? What Max, why are we why are we doing this? Yeah, what? It's so defensive, whatever.
In the way he because he goes he's like, ever since kindergarten, you've needed to be in a relationship all the time.
What about it? And what about it?
Literally.
That's not what we're talking about.
Literally. Okay, and I have to say, excuse me for stereotyping, but finding out that Nina was in a relationship with this man was a shocking moment, because Nina is giving anything but straight girl energy.
Why did I literally, Caitlin, that's weird.
What?
Because I was like, oh, I wonder if Nina is going to end up with Clover.
Oh my God.
I had that thought. I don't know what exactly she said and the interaction between her and Max, but I was the way she's talking, I'm like, maybe she wants to be with Clover.
That is
but
so
that's
funny.
Not where it's going. Okay.
Yeah. Because Abe and Nina are dating.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, that's weird. But then Max looks at Abe and goes, 6 months ago, there was a guy just like you. And 3 months before that, there was a girl just like you. And my brain goes, oh. Not the bi erasure by my brain. Holy shit. I was like, this makes sense.
No, do you know why that is? Don't even blame yourself, because it's like usually movies, like standard movies are usually like one or the other when it comes to making their characters.
Right. Yeah.
So she's bi. Yes, I'm here.
Yes. Like bi, pan, whatever she is, she's not just into men, which like I'm telling you, I looked at this girl and I was like, that girl is way too cool to be straight. Like I just knew it. I just knew it.
Okay, so maybe I will see her with Clover. I don't know.
It could happen.
I don't know why I thought that. It's like I don't think
Cassie would like walked into this movie and was like, gay. Give me the gays.
Feeling that energy today.
Inside the store, Clover is purchasing herself a coffee. And she takes it over to the counter where an older gentleman is whistling to himself as he cashes her out. Now, fun detail here that I didn't realize until after watching. This man is played by Peter Stormare. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. AKA the same actor who plays Dr. Hill in the video game.
That's a cool person to get on this film.
Right? I was like, oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
Like, that's so fun because Dr. Hill is like such a cool part of the game.
Yeah.
That it's like, hell yeah, let's get a cameo. This cashier asked Clover what her and her friends were doing outside. Like, were you guys in a prayer circle? Like, what was going on out there? And Clover's just like, yeah, something like that. And she goes to leave, but she can't help herself. She turns back to this man and asks him if he was working here last year. He lets her know that, yes, he was working here last year, and the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that, and on and on and on. And Clover's like, okay. So she pulls out a picture of Melanie and asks if this girl looks familiar to him. And he goes, she's gone missing, huh? And Clover's immediately freaked out because, like, why are you jumping to this conclusion? But he's like, this isn't the first time someone's come to me with a photo and asks, you know, have I seen this person? And Clover wants to know if, like, okay, so do a lot of people go missing around here? And he's like, no, not here, but up a ways a bit in Glore Valley.
Okay.
So back outside, Abe asks the group if he can say something real quick before Clover gets back. He was under the impression that this trip was just kind of a way to get out of town for a little bit. He didn't realize that they were going to be retracing Melanie's final steps before she went missing.
That's awkward.
Yeah, right? It's like something you might want to know.
He's like, I'm new here. I thought we were going on a fun little trip. Like to get back now. Thank you.
Yeah. So he then goes on to say, so I just have to say, and then simultaneously he and Nita say, as a psych major. And then they laugh because I guess he says this all the time.
Okay.
Like,
but she finds it endearing. Like she's not like annoyed.
No, it's more of an endearing thing.
Okay.
Yeah. He wants him to know that this might not be the best thing for Clover. And as much as the intentions were probably great, and like Megan kind of cuts him off and is like, yes, exactly. The intentions were great. And this could be what she needs to move on. But Max interrupts saying, yeah, or it could trigger her to, you know, again. And like, that's all we get on that. Yeah. That's like all we hear.
I immediately like go to like attempt suicide. Okay. That's like what we're supposed to get there.
Absolutely.
What do you think, like, as a friend, this probably wouldn't be, well, I don't know. It's hard when they think that she's still just missing. I'm getting from the rest of the group that they think that Melanie is for sure dead. And Clover is the only one who's like still holding on to the hope of like she's out there somewhere.
Yeah,
so
I would say that's
hard to say like if this is good or bad. I mean, on the outside looking in as a movie, I'm like, maybe she's still out there. Like we just got to find her, something weird's going on.
Right. Especially
Especially what we saw at the beginning where it's like she seems to be stuck in some sort of situation where she keeps coming back to life and dying, and maybe we can break some cycle that whatever's going on. But as like a friend in like the real world, I'd probably be like, maybe you don't go do this. I don't know.
No, I think you're right. Like, I agree, like what Megan's saying, like the intentions are good here, but it probably isn't healthy to like dig herself deeper and deeper into this.
A year later,
and like just to likely be disappointed in the end anyway.
Yeah.
Because you're probably not going to find anything. Like I understand where she's coming from, and I like, I'm not judging her, but I also can see where Abe is coming from. Like I totally get what he's saying too. So
yeah, it's hard. Like missing situations are such a like fucked up, weird grieving process where it's like you're holding on to hope, and when do you let go of it? Is it ever completely gone until you get like answers? Yeah.
Right. And then there's like the whole guilt factor of like letting it go. And
yes.
It's just, I can't imagine.
No. Yeah.
So Megan like looks at Max and is like, if you thought this was such a bad idea, why did you even bother coming with us? And Nina says, well, it's because we always stick together no matter what. And that's just how we do things. She's like, we can't blame each other. If we want to blame someone, we should blame Melanie. Melanie left Clover only weeks after their mother's death, and that was a selfish decision.
Well, maybe I would say that if I knew she was alive. Like, honestly, it's like I kind of get where she's coming from, where just up and leaving in that situation and then like sending a video being like, hey, come hang if you want. That's wild. Yeah. But like she's clearly something bad has happened to her. So let's not with those comments. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a little bit crazy. Just a little bit insane.
Yeah.
So this woman Clover comes running out of the convenience store and she's like screaming to the group like, I think I know where Melanie went missing. So we're going to go deeper into this. So cut to us driving again. And now the weather is really intense. It's storming pretty bad, and Abe is having a hard time seeing the road. The group is fighting about what they should do. Should we turn around? Is the car safe right now? Everyone's arguing, and the tension is building when suddenly the storm halts very abruptly. We realize that the car has passed through a pretty literal wall of rain. And looking up into the sky, we see that this area that they've just entered is not being affected by the weather around it. It's a fairly open, like round area surrounded by rain. And there's even like a black circular cloud formation in the sky over this area. They do immediately clock that this is weird, at least. They have pretty realistic reactions, I would say, most of the time, which is refreshing.
Yeah.
They're like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is really bizarre.
You can see like the end of it, like the full area that isn't affected? Or is it so big that you can't see where it ends?
So it's kind of the way that they do it is like we're in a big open field surrounded by trees, and the area goes beyond the trees.
Okay.
So we're kind of more isolated in this like open field, but like we can see behind us where we just drove in. It's like a very clear like wall of rain on the road.
That is weird.
Yeah. Abe pulls the car forward a bit, and we now see a quaint little blue building. It kind of looks like a house, but it has a sign on it that says Welcome Center. And we pull into this little roped off lot and park the car, and everyone gets out and looks up at this bizarre weather situation that they're experiencing. Abe even pulls out his phone to record it, and like
valid.
I would do the same thing. I'm not going to make fun of him for that.
Exactly.
We're not like panicking or like nothing crazy is happening. We're just like so like what the fuck is this? Like I've never seen anything like this before. And Max is like, let's just get back in the car and keep going. But Abe is like, man, the rain is way too heavy. I can't see the road. Like that. Like let's just wait it out here. Like wait the storm out. And I again don't really blame anybody for feeling that way.
Yeah, this is pretty much all along the lines of like, what would I do? Pretty much this.
Yeah, exactly. So Max pulls out his phone to maybe look for an alternate route that they can take. But guess what? There is no service in this area.
Of course not. There's not even rain. Of course. Well, actually, there should be great service here. Like no storm.
Know. Right? Nina offers to go inside the Welcome Center and see if there's anyone in there that can help them out. And the rest of the group follows, except for Clover. She stays right at the edge of like the rain wall and is just kind of staring out into the forest. And when Max notices this, he still like stays back, but waits outside to kind of keep an eye on her. Nina, Abe, and Megan all head inside where they are greeted by silence. This welcome center is very homey and cozy though, but it also seems like it's pretty deserted and like nobody's been here for a while. Abe again takes out his phone and starts filming. So me, like abandoned-esque building, like I'm gonna also film it, like absolutely, Abe. Nina comes across a calendar, like that's like a little desk calendar sitting on a table, and it's set to October 24th, 1998. She also finds a large hourglass contraption sort of thing that's kind of built into the wall in the room.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Very, it looks really cool, I'll give it that.
Yeah.
Why is it there? I don't know. Megan finds a restroom. She was complaining about feeling as though she was going to throw up in the car. And Abe wanders off, just filming parts of the house. So Megan tries to use the sink in the bathroom, but it appears there's no running water at this place, which makes sense. It's been abandoned. And Abe wanders into a room where he comes across a very large, loaded bulletin board covered in flyers. These flyers seem innocent at first, but as he removes some from the top, we start to see that this bulletin board is covered in matching missing persons posters featuring different people.
Wait, what do you mean matching?
Like they all are like the same, like they were made in the same format.
Oh, sure. Huh.
Like they all look the same.
Yeah.
So the sound of a ticking clock begins to play ominously over this section of the film. And outside, Clover sees a figure in the rain. And she thinks it could be Mel. I think she hears it like call her name. And so she crosses through the rain to go see who it is. And Max is like, you know, where are you going? So he chases after her from across the parking lot, but he doesn't actually cross the wall. He like goes up to the edge of the rain. The sun's going down and the music's kind of picking up. This next section is kind of just quick shots. Nina writes down her name in a guest book that she found. Megan wipes the dust away from the bathroom mirror. Abe pulls down one last flyer to see Mel's missing person poster on the board.
Right.
And Abe reaches for Clover's shoulder out in the rain and encourages her that they should go back inside. Now, this last thing with Abe and Clover is kind of weird because it's like Clover was out in the rain and then like Abe wasn't, but he reaches for her shoulder and like they both like kind of like snap back to the edge of the rain, like as if she was like right there.
Okay.
It's like weird. I can't really describe it, but that is kind of what happens with that.
It feels like a literal force field situation or something where like it messes with perspective and like when you're in one side versus the other.
Yeah. No, it does kind of give that energy.
Okay.
Abe reaches for Clover and tells her, like, we need to go back inside. Like, there's no reason for us to stand out here. And inside, Nina has flipped back to previous pages of this guest book because she wants to see who else has been here. And she now sees that people were writing their name in this book over and over and over again. And each time their handwriting got messier and messier and messier until it was nearly illegible.
It's like, yeah, redoing something over and over and over, which is like implied in that opening scene.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The last person to sign in was Melanie Paul.
Oh my God.
13 separate times she signed in.
13. I wonder if that's like every month because it's been about a year.
Right. Megan comes over to see what Nina is looking at and is like, oh, like shit, which is a fair response. And Abe comes out and tells them like they need to come see what he just found. He points out something strange about all these missing person posters to the group. They're all identical. They all say missing at the top with the photo of the person underneath and no other information. No contact, no like height, weight, eye color.
Yeah. That's
nothing of that sort.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Clover and Max have made their way in now and they're looking at the guest book with Mel's name written in it. And Clover flips to the cover of the book to see that it says "Welcome to Glore Valley" written on the cover. So of course she's like, this is the place that the guy told me people went missing.
Yeah.
And this confirms for Clover that she did just see and hear her sister out in the rain. She's convinced that it was Mel. Nina interrupts when she notices that the hourglass on the wall has now been flipped. And she's like, did anybody turn that over?
Oh my God. Did it just start like the clock for them, like for our group? Help until dawn?
Until dawn? Is that the name of the movie?
It is.
It is. Oh no. So of course, yeah, no, everyone's like, no, I didn't turn it. But they kind of just move on from that.
Oh my God.
Because a loud thudding sound can be heard outside. And they all run over to the window to look outside. Abe is like, where's my car? It's just gone. They're like, where the hell did it go? So Abe runs outside to like look around to see where his car went. And it doesn't actually take him that long to locate it.
Oh.
Because just on the other side of the rain wall, facing in, the car starts up, the headlights switch on, and then like the engine gets revved multiple times.
Oh.
So I'm curious if you saw this, like, what are you doing?
Well, my assumption is that like some assholes like stealing my car and fucking with us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still confused about the wall of rainwater. And if this person is like, I don't know, there's so much going through, like there's so much weird, like different elements happening here that's making my brain think a million different things.
Yeah.
But I guess in this moment, I would stupidly like just run from my car, like for the passenger side. I would like run and try to get the passenger open and like see like what the hell is going on. If I was alone, I wouldn't, but with a group of friends, I would do that.
Okay. I find that interesting because the reason I asked is because I like that you said I would stupidly do this, because Abe actually instructs everyone to just go back inside, and they like all go back inside, which I personally was like kind of impressed by because I'm like, I feel like running to the car would get you killed in this situation. But like, I do agree with what you say about group versus individual, though. I think if all 5 of them ran over there, they would probably would have a decent chance. Because they're very much just focused on the car in this moment. They're not thinking about the names. Like, it's just a car. But they all just go back inside.
Yeah. Like if we were like in the middle of the movie, like if someone had already tried, I'm guessing we're going to try to be killed. If someone had already tried to kill us and like that was established that we're in that type of danger, I wouldn't run at the car. But at this point, yeah, I would. But I say stupidly because I know it's a horror movie. But in real life, I will. Oh man, I probably wouldn't be like, what the hell? Let's go. Let's get like, what is going on? That's our car. We need to get that.
That's my car, man. They get back inside and Clover says she's going to go look around and see if she can find like a landline phone somewhere. And Nina insists
we don't have running water, girl. I don't think we're going to find a landline.
I know. She's like, there's got to be one around here somewhere. Yeah. So Nina insists on staying by the window because she wants to just keep an eye on whoever is in this car. Like, she wants to keep eyes on them, which I think is smart.
Yes. Because I'm like I said, like, we need our car. I would assume that they're going to drive off with it, but it's weird that they're just sitting there. So oh yeah, I'd be so confused in so many ways right now.
Yeah, and not to mention it's like the car is like facing in, and it's like because it went out and like turned around is essentially like the way it looks.
Weird.
Yeah. Abe, Max, and Nina find a big staircase going down, and it looks like basement stairs.
Great.
And of course the electricity is not working here.
Right.
So Megan pulls out her phone, flashlight, and the 3 of them head downstairs anyway. Upon further inspection, though, this does not seem like a basement at all, but rather just more house, or like truly an entirely separate house. It just seems like the main floor of a home.
Weird. That's so uncomfortable. Why is that so creepy?
Right?
I don't know.
Right?
I've never heard that before. Okay.
Max is able to turn on a couple of lamps, and he notices that there are windows in these rooms, but they just look out at dirt. Because they're literally underground, so why would they have windows?
What in the world? This is so weird. Like every little detail you're giving me here is just making me more confused. But like in an exciting way. Like I'm excited to see where this all goes because it's so different from anything that I've ever heard.
Right. It is a different kind of experience. So I was also like, and especially like with the Until Dawn like tie-in, I was like, huh? Like, what? I don't get it. So Clover finds a phone. And she picks it up, and there is actually a dial tone.
Oh.
So she dials 911, but then it just starts beeping. Like it doesn't go through.
Okay.
Upstairs, Nina and Abe hear a loud thud from a different room in the house. And Abe's like, I'll go check it out. While Nina's going to stay and watch the car from the window, which is like classic. Just so classic. So Abe goes down the hall, and then suddenly the light in that hall just turns out, and we hear a loud thud. Nina calls out to Abe, but gets no response. She reluctantly leaves her post at the window and follows the
We're never going to see that car again. Like, I feel like now that we don't have eyes on it, it's just going to be gone next time we look.
So she goes down the hall where Abe was, and she starts to approach the room with the bulletin board, and she can hear, like, light rhythmic dripping coming from inside the room.
Oh, blood.
When she rounds the doorway, the room is dark, so she just, like, goes to reach for the light switch, but we can see something that she doesn't. Like where she's reaching her hand, it's all covered in blood. There's like blood splatter all over the wall and the light switch. And she flips on the light to see the white masked killer that we saw earlier.
What the hell?
Over Melanie when she died. Yeah,
not standing over Melanie right now.
No, the one that we saw earlier. That we saw standing over Melanie.
I was about to be like, are we like seeing into the past, present, and future time loop right now? Like,
no,
is
he's
this a
just
hologram?
Here. Okay. He's just here, which is so much better, right?
Yeah, great.
Behind him is Abe, who is currently pinned to the wall with a pickaxe.
Oof.
And the killer reaches back to take his pickaxe back. And when he rips it out of the wall, Abe's body falls to the ground, but like in 2 pieces. Like somehow, I don't know how that works with a pickaxe, but it did manage to cut him down the middle. Don't know why or how.
Oh, man.
But it did.
Across? Like vertical or horizontal?
Horizontal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a little bit more believable with a pickaxe, but still crazy.
Still kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So Nina screams, but we hear this scream from the perspective of our 3 friends downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Max offers to go up and check it out, leaving the other 2 girls downstairs. He heads up the stairs, peeks his head through the door at the top of the stairs, and sees the killer like from behind. So the killer doesn't see him. Mm-hmm. But then he immediately retreats downstairs, telling the girls, like, we need to hide ASAP.
Mm-hmm.
So Megan hides in the closet while Max and Clover each hide behind one of the 2 like open double doors that lead into the room that they've been in.
Okay.
And the killer does hear a bit of a commotion going on. So he's like, let's go downstairs and see what's out. But he does go slowly. He does like do the Michael Myers down the stairs. And he walks just past the room where the 3 of them are hiding. And when Max notices this, he tiptoes over to a chair, picks it up, and like runs at the guy from behind and like whacks him with the chair into his back.
Oh.
But this does not affect this guy. Like, this guy does not budge.
No. We are in a horror movie. We need something better than a chair, I fear.
Literally. So the killer turns around and looks at Max, who is kind of scrambling, like, oh, shit. And Max just like grabs a splintered piece of wood from the chair and tries to stab the killer with it. But this guy is too quick and too strong. He just grabs Max's wrist as it's coming toward him, pulls the wood from his hand, and instead uses this to stab Max right through the eye. Max falls dead to the ground.
Okay. Usually when like deaths happen in these movies that you tell me about, I cross out their names, but I don't know what to do. Like, because it's on my mind that like maybe they're gonna come back like Melanie has.
Right.
But also it counts as a death, but does it? Because I don't get it yet.
Maybe make a tally mark.
Okay, yes. I like this.
The killer makes his way now into the room where Megan and Clover are still hiding. Once he passes the doorway, Clover very quietly reaches for like a knife that's on the counter. This man is standing very, very close to her, so she has to be so quiet. And when she does go...
I'm imagining like the controller. Like you can't move the controller.
We're going to get into that later. Oh my God. No, okay. I know. So when she goes to grab the knife, it does make a tiny sound. And this killer doesn't turn around, but his neck like twitches, kind of like an animalistic reaction to the sound, more so than a human one. But she grabs the knife and is able to back into her hiding spot again. The killer slowly walks toward the closet now where Megan is hiding. He stands in front of it for a moment before punching right through the door and whipping Megan out onto the floor. He picks up Megan by her ankles and like slams her into the wall like a rag doll. Like just very easily does this.
Yeah.
And Clover is witnessing all of this, but she stays hidden. The killer grabs Megan by the back of the head and repeatedly starts slamming her face into the floor.
Okay.
And every time he pulls her head back up, Megan is like making eye contact with Clover, hidden behind the door, which honestly reminds me of The Ritual a little bit.
Yeah, like bystander kind of. Yeah.
Absolutely. Her face gets bloodier and bloodier every time like her head comes back up, and she lets out a please that seems to be more directed at Clover than the killer.
Yeah.
And after a solid 7 or so bashes into the ground, Clover comes out from behind her hiding spot and stabs the killer in the back with her knife. But again, this doesn't affect him in the slightest.
Right.
He drops Megan's dead body to the floor and goes for Clover now. Clover runs back upstairs when she comes across Nina's dead body in the hall. Like, we didn't see Nina die, but we heard her scream.
Yep.
Of course, she just has to keep running, so she runs out the front door and into the forest, where she sees the silhouette of the girl who looks a lot like Melanie. She calls out Melanie's name and then is pierced from behind with the pickaxe. We cut back to the hourglass and see that it's dropping its last few grains of sand into the full side. And this is our first check-in.
Well, Well,
yeah. So you kind of can see what's happening right now.
Yeah.
You don't have to put a score on this if you don't want, but we can chat about it if you want.
Yeah. Well, did you put a score here?
I did not.
Or do you want to?
I feel like technically there's still a chance of surviving this.
Well, right. Is because like I assume we're gonna be all back and trying to do it again. And so this is gonna be a tricky one. This is gonna be a tricky one for a score.
Absolutely. But even if this night was like the end, I still think you could survive. It seems like it'd be really, really hard. But
right.
like there's technically like it's not a 0 is really all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Even though they all died, you technically could have done something differently.
Well, I wonder if like I'm curious about if you run out into the rain, like are you safe? Like if you make it out of this weird area of the world.
Right.
Because if that is a thing where I can like if I can just make it to the rain, make it to my car. I assume that it was him in the car.
You never like, yeah, probably.
Because then if it was him in the car and he can be in the rain, well, then that idea is screwed because it's like, okay, well, he's out there. Like, it's not like he's stuck in this area.
Right. I think it's a little convoluted too. And like I said earlier, that's part of why I bring up when, he reached for her shoulder and they kind of like warped together. It's like, is this a weird dimension where you can cross it, but you're not really crossing it?
Dimension is exactly what I was trying. Like, I couldn't think of that word.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, like I said, like, there's really no weight going into this number. And at the end of this movie, I'm just gonna like come up with what feels right for me. But I'd probably give this like a good 9%. Like, okay, because like, what do I do? Assuming I don't even know if my car is still there because I don't know how like this weird dimension thing. Like, I don't know exactly the escape here.
Right, she ran outside and it wasn't there anymore.
Oh, it wasn't. So then, if he was out there before in the car, that means he can still just run after me even if I make it to the rain. Like, so then I have to hide in the forest.
Right.
I don't think I'm pretty much dead.
Yeah, I wrote down 5.
I'm confused on how they're not going to die again and again and again.
It's a solid question.
I mean, especially because that's what Melanie presumably has been doing, like just dying and dying and dying.
So I put down 5, so we're kind of in the same boat of just like, maybe, but probably not. So yes, this hourglass has flipped over and we see gears begin to turn and the hourglass starts to flip back the other way again. And while this is happening, we see Nina signing her name for a second time in the book, Megan wiping away the dust on the mirror again, Abe pulling the final poster away to reveal Mel's face, and Max reaching for Clover's shoulder out in the rain, which is why I emphasized those moments earlier because, yes, of course, here they are again.
Okay.
As they each come to, like, back into their body in this moment, they, like, gasp and look around in a panic, and some seem to be carrying some of their injuries with them, but, like, in a lesser form. So, like, Megan's face is all bruised from, like, her face slamming into the ground.
That is so interesting.
They seem to, like, feel some of the pain residually from their death.
So then I wonder then if there's a capped amount of times that you can die before like your body just can't take it anymore and you actually can't come back.
Right. So the group convenes in the bulletin room where they can now see that all 5 of their missing person posters are up on the board. Megan just goes, well, it has a hold of us now. And Clover's like, it? What do you mean by it? And Megan says she doesn't know what it is, but she can feel it because she's got those psychic abilities. Heck yeah. Nina's panicking the most here, like stating the obvious, like this is fucking insane. We all just died and now we're back. Like what the fuck? Like what everybody's thinking. And Max is like, so the night is starting over again? And here we go. Nina goes, like in whatever that movie's called, that shit's actually real. So they do at least make a nod to that.
Oh my God.
Groundhog Day.
I'd still need to watch Groundhog Day. It's such a big movie that like everyone references and I get the reference, but like have not watched the movie.
Same. I'm in the same, like I've seen Happy Death Day, but I haven't seen Groundhog Day. So it's like, yeah. Well, Max starts to say that, well, there's been a bunch of movies about that, which is probably Groundhog Day, Happy Death Day. Like they're making nods to those films right now. But then the lights flicker above their head in the room. And Clover points out that didn't happen last time. Max goes, so it's not like those movies. Good to know. a little meta and like also a way for us to know it's not exactly the same thing.
I like that.
Which I really appreciated that because this movie, I think, is one that does recognize how kind of crazy it is and like doesn't take itself too seriously, which I think is important with movies like this.
Yeah. It's also exciting, like knowing the light flicker is like really exciting to me because I'm like, what the, like how, I'm just interested to understand how all of this works. I'm curious to see like how explained it is by the end. Yeah.
Right. A door creaks open in the other room and then slams shut again. And the group all heads out of the room to see that the front door is repeatedly opening and then slamming shut just over and over and over again.
Hell. Okay.
And they like slam it shut and they barricade it in order to stop it. And then Megan starts acting strange. Like she's got like a really bad headache or something. Like she's holding her head and kind of moaning a bit. And Max asks her what's wrong. And she says, tonight feels different, worse. Max kind of jokes with her saying that Max jokes with her here saying he totally believes her psychic abilities now, by the way. Like he totally gets it.
I know you would.
They both laugh a little before Megan's body flinches and we hear the cracking of bones.
What?
She starts contorting and writhing as bones keep cracking, and she lets out this blood-curdling scream that causes the group to have to cover their ears. Her eyes like go white, and then she manages to break the light bulbs in the room, so they're all left in the dark. When they pull a flashlight out, they realize Megan is gone. She disappeared. But they can hear some god-awful, like indistinct whispers coming from the bulletin room. So they slowly make their way over there, and they find Megan levitating above the ground, staring at the bulletin board, her eyes completely black now. And I just have to say that this next sequence is one that I cannot do justice in a narration form.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what happens.
Okay.
So Megan suddenly, like she twitches and she moves and she points her finger up at one of the photos on the bulletin board. And she lets out is someone there? Hello? But her voice is kind of like,
Melanie.
Like she's like, she makes herself a little younger.
Oh.
But we also hear an entirely different voice, a young girl's voice, in sync with hers, like playing at the same time.
Oh.
She snaps and points to another photo and says, who's there? Her voice is lower now, and we can also hear a man's voice in sync with hers.
And then she's going to point to Melanie. I'm just sorry. I'm so
she's so excited.
I'm too excited. I'm like that annoying friend. Like when you're watching a movie, like, oh my god, like just fucking watch the movie.
So this voice goes, "This town is right to be damned. We're all sinners here. Hey, sinners call out."
Yeah.
Now she does this many different times with different photos, different voices, getting little snippets of audio.
Yeah.
We hear, "Make it stop. I just want to die." And then a small boy goes, "Where's my mommy?"
Oh.
And then a woman goes, "She tried to attack me, but it wasn't her."
Oh.
And then a man, "Nobody's coming for us. They're just going to watch us die over and over and over again." So we actually don't get a Melanie moment.
That's shocking.
Yes.
Do you see Melanie like on the board at that moment? Or is she like not even there?
She's probably there. I didn't notice her.
But like not noticeably.
Yeah, it's not like she's like this highlight.
Yeah.
I do have to say, like, I don't know how they filmed this. They could have done a lot of cuts, but like from an acting perspective, I was like so impressed by the way that this girl handled it. It was so cool. It's like, I really loved this sequence.
I wonder if this is, well, again, I should just let you keep going. But I'm like, I wonder if this is like her psychic abilities like being channeled in the energy of whatever this hell dimension situation is.
Right.
Yeah, because it'd be really unfair. Like the cracking of bones and shit, it sounded like she was just literally going to die. And that's like not fair. Like, let me play the game.
Right? No. And no, you're good. Like bring up your theories. That's perfectly fine. But like that is definitely the energy you get. Like it feels like something is somehow working through her. How? I don't know, but you feel it.
I'm just hoping right now that she like is okay, like comes back into herself and is like, that was weird, instead of like falling to the ground on a heap and they're like, well, shit, and then that's it. Ugh, what? What? Does she fall to the ground on a heap?
Well, Megan screams again before whipping her head toward the group, saying in her own voice, "Don't let it in." Her neck snaps backwards and she falls to the ground in a heap on the floor.
Oh no. That's so annoying for her. Like, I'm curious again. Now I'm like, literally every time something happens, I'm like, okay, does that mean this is gonna happen, and then this is gonna? Because now I'm like, if they all, I assume they're all gonna. Maybe they won't, but it's very likely that they're all gonna die again before they get a successful run.
Right.
Just because of where we're at right now, and I'm like, is she just gonna do this, like die and not be able to help the group survive? Every time, because that's so annoying.
Oh, okay, yeah. And this is my next line is something I haven't brought up to this point for the sake of time, but I should clarify is that Abe really does serve as a comedic relief in this film.
Okay.
And he's had a couple moments so far, but like I'll give you an example of one right here. So when Megan falls to the ground, Max goes to reach for her, but Abe's like, don't touch her. Whatever possessed her like might jump into you next. And Max is like, that's not how possession works. It goes for people who are like weak of faith or whatever. So Abe's like, well, I have faith. I have a lot of faith. So it's like he has lines like that throughout the film, and that's his character's energy.
Bro, also Max, I'm not feeling Max. Max, like, low-key pisses me off because, like, what do you mean that's not how possession works? That's not how weather works. Look outside. Right? What do you mean? Like, anything can happen.
Actually, there are a couple moments, and I think Nina's always the one where people are like, well, that doesn't make sense. And she's always like, have you looked around?
Right.
Like, does any of this make sense?
Exactly.
Like, I don't know if I wrote them all down, but it's always Nina that's like, are you serious right now?
Yeah.
So as they stand over Megan, they hear a pounding coming from the main area again.
Oh no.
So they make their way back over there and realize that somebody's pounding like aggressively on the front door. And Abe peers through the blinds, and it's still a little obscured, but he's like, I don't think anybody's there. But the pounding then stops and just turns into a more of like a frantic knock as we hear a woman's voice say, is anyone in there? This catches Clover off guard because she can tell, yes, that's Mel's voice.
No, it's not Mel. It can't be Mel. No, they're being fucked with.
She calls out to the voice saying, Melanie? Mel responds saying, oh my God, Clover, help me, help me. Naturally, Clover makes her way to the door, but the group stops her. Remember what Megan said before she died. Don't let it in.
Yes.
But Mel's screams get more and more desperate, and we can hear that someone's like whacking her, attacking her. And Clover begs for the group to open the door. And Max gives in because, you know, he's got his little crush on Clover.
Yeah.
He removes all the stuff and they open the door. And nobody is there. But something he does notice is that there is a new house across the way now that wasn't there before.
Oh.
Suddenly, Clover's body is flung forward away from like the house that they're at and like into the middle of the road. And Max's is flung back inside and the door slams shut. So they're now separated.
That's weird. Okay. That's weird that it's Clover. You know what I mean? Like out of anyone?
Yeah, very specifically. Clover's body is being dragged by an invisible source toward this new house as the door back at the original house is now locked and the group can't get it open, so they can't come outside. Clover's body, she's being dragged towards the house, right? And then she stands up and it seems like it's over, but then her body is like fully yeeted through the open door of the new home and the door slams shut there.
Is it like does it look exactly like basically what they're already in, like a mirror image, or is it a very different building?
Very different. It's very different. It's much more decrepit.
Oh.
Whereas like where they are actually looks pretty nice from the outside. This place looks more like an abandoned shack of sorts.
Okay.
Back in the OG house, everyone's arguing now. Max wants to go after Clover. Abe thinks that they should leave and find help. And Nita, quite frankly, doesn't know what the hell they should do, which is valid mood.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Eventually, Max storms out of the house. The door unlocks itself at one point. It just like magically unlocks itself. So Max is like, okay, I'm leaving. So he storms out of the house and Abe and Nina stay behind. Clover must have passed out when she was dragged into the house because she's now waking up and she does not love what she sees. She is in a room surrounded by mannequins all wearing those white masks like the killer has.
I hate mannequin
I know.
tropes. Like,
I know.
Ugh, it's giving Little Nightmares, you know, the mannequins, like you don't know when they're going to start moving on you. And it's giving that, which Scream film is it? It's kind of the same idea where it's like the props and there's a million costumes, but like you're like, which one of you has a man that's gonna kill me inside?
Absolutely. Yeah, Scream 2, right? Scream.
It's like 2 or 3. I can't remember.
3. Is
it 3? Oh yeah, that's with like
the Hollywood one.
Yes.
Yeah. So she sees all these mannequins, and then she looks over and notices an old woman sitting in a chair with an oxygen mask over her face, like breathing really heavy.
Oh.
Clover calls over to this person and they don't respond. And there's also this small old TV in front of the woman, and it's on very low volume, but we do catch a reporter saying something about a mine collapse that tragically struck the town like 20 years ago or something. Clover decides to try the front door to leave, but of course it's locked. And this is when the old woman takes notice of her. This woman looks up at Clover and laughs menacingly. Clover begs for the woman to let her out. There's only one way out, she says. You either survive the night or become a part of it.
Right.
She then launches herself at Clover and pins her to the ground.
Oh my god, she's strong. I thought she was a frail old lady.
And that's what you would have thought. And then suddenly she's here to fight. She pins her to the ground and she starts like putting the oxygen mask over Clover's face. And she's saying things like, suffer like the rest of us, suffer until hell opens up and swallows you too. Like cute little greetings like that.
Yeah.
And Clover's eyes start to turn black as the woman somewhat comedically turns to like, okay, it's a shot of the old woman holding the mask over her. It's a shot of Clover, her eyes turning black. Go back to the woman and she's like just a skeleton now. So it's like very comedic. Like
okay.
It's kind of giving, have you seen Home Alone 2 when he like touches the dryer or like something and he gets electrocuted?
Sure, I get the idea. I haven't seen the sequel as much as the first one, but yes.
Yes. So like that is the vibe. And I think they're going for a bit of a comedic thing here because then she like just crumbles to dust on the floor and you're just like, what the fuck?
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, that's weird though. She said something like the rest of us. Suffer like the rest of us. So I'm wondering if she was like a victim of this place and she lost and now she's like part of the nightmare, like trying to bring other people in.
Now Clover remains unmoving on the ground. Her eyes are black. But then a large smile creeps across her face. Very much like the movie Smile. Like suddenly just the big smile, but her eyes are still black. And it's like such a creepy smile. It's so good. Outside, Max approaches the door of this house when the door just conveniently opens for him.
So Clover's gonna kill him.
Maybe. Might happen.
It's Max.
It'd be fun.
You know.
She does not give a shit about Max. In the background, we can see Abe and Nina running to the car. So like Max walks through the doorway and then we see the two of them run out to the car. It's kind of a cool shot, I'm not going to lie. So they jump inside the car and Nina immediately has second thoughts about leaving her friends. But Abe just like locks the door and takes off and is like, we have to go find help. They make it maybe 75 yards, Cassie.
Okay.
Before they have to stop because there is a massive, and I mean massive, creature looming above them. It's like, it's got this large chest torso area, very spindly arms. It's got a head with no neck, glowing eyes. It's like growling. And this thing is like way above the trees. It's humongous.
This is not the same thing that's like kind of like a balding.
Oh, no. Those are like human sized. This thing is huge.
Oh, okay.
They like look at it and they're like, oh, okay, well, maybe not. And Abe immediately backs up the car and they end up back in front of the Welcome Center again.
I would still try to drive past. Like, what else can you do? Like, I'd back up to like be ready to rev and try to like maneuver around. But like, I wouldn't just back up and sit there and be like, well, can't go that way. Like, I'd still try.
You're real for that. I will say that the way that they build this is that there's like one dirt road through the trees. And like it's like not a real road.
Leeway to like maneuver around. Okay.
And this creature is super far away too, which is also what makes it like seem as big as it is because it's so far away and it's still ginormous and it's wild.
Really hate to tell you this.
Yeah.
But I am imagining it as a giant Crash Bandicoot.
Wow. Really do hate that. I'm not gonna lie, but somebody will love that. So at least we know that much. Yeah, that, you know what? You can work with that.
I don't know why.
Big shoulders, spindly arms, no neck. Yeah. Hold on.
Exactly. Like it's
Wait a
kind
second.
of giving Crash. It's kind of doing it.
Okay, so there's a giant Crash Bandicoot and he's looming over and it's really scary.
Yeah, I'm scared.
And then Alex comes running out of the forest because she's so excited.
Yeah. Oh my god, huge man. Huge Crash Bandicoot. No one is understanding what we're talking about right now.
We should move on.
There's a few people that will appreciate that.
There really is. So Nina is messing with the lock, trying to get out of the car when blood splatters across her back and on the window in front of her.
Oh.
She turns to see Abe with a slash through his face, and while she's turned, we see a figure appear in front of her window on the outside of the car. And so she turns back to the window, and we just cut away from that.
Oh, man.
We cut away back to Max, who is now exploring this house where Clover had just been, but we don't see her now. Don't know where she went. But Max hears the creaking of floorboards upstairs, so he's like, oh, let me go check that out. He creeps up the stairs and toward a room where the creaking floorboards are starting to sound more like a rocking back and forth sound.
Ooh.
He opens a door to a room and the rocking stops, but there is a rocking chair in that room. It starts moving again, and Max whips around, shining his light on it. And it's still moving, but he just kind of stops it with his foot and is like, okay, and turns to leave the room.
Okay.
He's not really that freaked out by it, which, like, I guess at this point, like, maybe that's not that scary, but still, he's pretty calm. But of course, we turn to leave and it begins rocking again. When he looks back at the chair this time, there is now a fairly large stuffed clown sitting in the chair. Max picks up this clown.
Why? Like, just leave.
Get out. I don't know what his thought is here, but he picks it up and the music's like building before he drop kicks it across the room with a mutter of fucking clowns.
Okay.
It's a decision that he makes that I wouldn't make.
No.
But, like, nothing comes of it, so I guess he's fine.
Huh.
Like,
that's interesting.
There was just a clown, and now there's not a clown, and whatever. But when he does turn back around, good old Clover is standing just behind him. But she's wearing a mask now.
Oh. Like the white mask?
It's a different one.
Okay.
But it is, like, the same. Like, it's clearly meant to be, like, just another one of those. It's kind of like how the Strangers, those two girls have, like...
Yes.
Yeah, kind of like that. She just whips her arm back and then slices a knife through Max's face as he falls dead. Clover just leaves him there and heads back outside. She begins to walk back towards the OG house when the car shows up again and it's speeding down the road and just rams into her and she dies.
Oh.
So everybody's dead.
All right.
So the loop will begin again.
Yes, I figured.
I'm sure you figured.
Now I'm curious about, like, how much they're going to do that. Like, now I could see the whole rest of the movie being, like, the final run, depending on how much they want to stretch that out.
Right.
Or are they going to, like, give us a montage? You know?
Right. This time, like, we don't see the group waking up. We just kind of see that they fully barricaded the front door and locked themselves in the bathroom. Abe gets up to get some water from the bathroom sink, but Megan's like, there's no water there. Remember, she discovered that earlier. But this time the tap turns on.
Oh, that's so weird. Like, I don't understand that part of this loop where, like, things are different down to stupid stuff like that. Like,
right.
Okay.
A little bit of, like, old brown water comes through the spout at first, but then it clears up. And I hate to say, but, like, this is normal for me. This is something that I deal with as a well water girly. This happens if it builds up like that. It's kind of nasty. But Abe grabs a nearby cup and fills it up, and he, chugs it real quick, and then is like, does anyone else want some? So he fills up the cup, passes around, everyone gets to have a little bit of water. And while all this is happening, they're discussing what Clover experienced in the other house, and what the witch had said to her. Survive the night, or become a part of it. That means there's a chance they can get out of here. Max even says, maybe if we survive until dawn, we can get out of here. So there it is. We love it.
This is one of those, like, quotes, I don't know, until dawn can be written into the script really seamlessly. So, like, yes, I was waiting for that and I'm happy they did it.
Yep.
You got to.
So they also discuss the other side of this, though. Like, what does become a part of it mean? They don't know exactly what it means, but Megan points out that her hair has started to fall out and Max's fingernails have suddenly gotten longer and sharper.
Okay, that's like the implication there is that he's maybe turning into a creature.
Yes.
Oh,
my next line is really they're turning into something else a little more with each night. Like, they're clearly aware of that.
Yeah.
That something's happening.
Which, again,
to
like,
them.
That's very much part of what happens in the game.
Yes.
Love to see
exactly. it. Subtly, Abe starts coughing a little bit, and he coughs into his hand the nastiest, goopiest, bloody chunks of nasty into his hand. Like, I can't even explain what it looks like. I'm just like, oh my God, ew. And he doesn't say anything to the group. He wipes it on the shower curtain and just, like, doesn't say anything.
Why would you not say any? Like, what is the reason to not say anything?
I
That's
know.
so odd.
It is odd. But his coughs start to get a little more violent, so now the group's taken notice. And he's retching pretty bad. We hear a large bubbly sound as he goes to cough again, but this time he like gets ready to cough. And when he goes to cough, he just explodes instead.
Oh, see, that's not fair. Wait, also, wait. Megan, is she here again?
Yes.
So Megan is back in normal and everything.
Yes.
Okay. So what? Just one of us gets to just spontaneously combust at the beginning of each of these trial runs in a different way. Aw, not Abe.
Yeah. So he explodes and bits of him cover the room and it's lovely. The group has a valid response to this of like screaming and swearing, and Nina actually spits out a piece of him and like runs over to the sink screaming, "It's in my mouth, it's in my mouth."
Ew, yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
But she goes to like get water and Megan's like, "No, wait, the water. It's the water. He drank the water."
Oh.
And Nina goes, "Well, didn't we all drink the water?" And then she explodes.
Oh my God, they're all just gonna explode this time. Oh my God.
So the other three burst out of the bathroom in a panic and they have a moment of calm, but then Meg coughs and Clover and Max look at her and then just her leg explodes.
Oh.
And she's writhing in pain before her stomach starts expanding, almost like looks like she's pregnant. Like that's the way that it looks. And then just her stomach explodes. And then she's like crawling across the floor toward Max and Clover when her head finally explodes and she dies.
That's so annoying too. Like, what the heck? They got like just a one boom,
I know.
and I got to sit here and suffer. It's kind of interesting though. Like, tell me why I'm like, wow, you're going to carry that information with you when you wake up again. Like, you know what it feels just to explode. Like, that's interesting.
That is pretty interesting. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
So Clover turns to Max at this point and is like, "Kill me." And she means it. Max is like, "But it's almost dawn. We might survive." And she's like, "No, we need to make a plan together and all survive the night." They go back and forth on this for a minute, but Max just explodes before dawn, leaving Clover there. And she just falls to the ground in defeat and stares up at the ceiling.
Yep.
Suddenly, we hear whistling and the sound of some boots making their way into the room. They walk right over to where Clover lays on the ground. And into the frame leans a man, the man from the convenience store.
Oh.
And Clover is like, "You?" And he says, "You almost made it." Almost. "You don't survive by sitting still, Miss Clover." She just looks at him and goes, "What?" before exploding.
I mean, that makes so much sense because him like being the seed that got them here, like, oh yeah, you're looking for a missing person. People go missing all the time up there.
Yep. So it does check out.
Yeah, it checks out. I like that.
So her blood and guts cover the man's face as he smiles down at what remains. And the night starts again.
Are we supposed to assume that he is also like the main like white mask guy?
I would say no.
Okay, that's just like a player in his game and he kind of runs the game.
That's the energy you get. Yeah.
Okay.
And again, the main killer does look a lot like the main killer outfit from the game, but like it's not that like on the nose. It's just kind of like, oh, that kind of reminds you of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when we see our group this time, they are rifling through some old newspapers and trying to discuss how they can survive this night because sitting and waiting it out doesn't seem like it would work.
No.
That's not going to let them. Meg also notices that she's growing fangs, which is cute. I have fangs. People like to point that out all the time. They're like, "Oh my God, your fangs." I'm like, that's so strange, but thank you. Now, oh my God, wait. Okay. Now Clover finds a stack of medical IDs with that man's face on them.
Oh.
And they all have his name as Dr. Alan J. Hill.
Oh my God.
AKA the doctor you see throughout the game when you have your check-ins. And yes, he is played by the same actor, remember?
Is so cool.
Which is so fun to me.
Yeah.
Again, like this is what you expected initially from the game, but then when you weren't given that, but you're still given this, it just feels so good.
It's been a good balance so far of like new but callbacks.
Right. So we're dealing with Dr. Hill again. Abe picks up a newspaper that talks about a mining accident that happened in this town 20 years ago. The mine collapse killed over 1,100 people in the town.
Wow.
The article goes on to say that Dr. Alan Hill, a trauma specialist, was brought in to work with the survivors. The entire town was essentially swallowed by the earth, hence why everything is so bare here, because the mine collapse just swallowed everything up.
Mm-hmm.
Also explains why the windows are underground and why there's like a whole house down here.
Right. So that explains a lot, but not the weather. Does that explain the weather somehow? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Nina notices that like a set of doors and is like, okay, so that must be the front doors to the house. So she decides she's going to open it up. And instead of opening it up to just dirt, it's a tunnel. And she looks at it and goes, nah, and just closes the door. Like, I don't think so. And I'm good.
That's so valid. But like as a viewer or listener or whatever, I want to be like, go down the tunnel. What's down there?
No, me too. Max finds a bag containing 2 VHS tapes and he goes ahead and plugs one into the VCR. It's a sex tape.
Oh.
And everyone's like, wow, Max, good job. What a great find. Thank you so much. And so he quickly removes the tape and is like, okay, hold on. I've got another one. And Aim goes, oh, you've got another one? Do you want us to leave you alone?
Love that.
The new tape begins to play, and this time they are met with screams.
Mm-hmm.
The person holding the camcorder walks toward a padded room with a glass window where we see a man sitting on the floor. When this man notices the camera up, he gets up and begins pleading for his life and saying, what are you doing to me? Why do I keep coming back? We then get a little voiceover from the person recording, and this officially confirms for us that it is Dr. Hill.
Right.
And he says, the patient showed signs of starvation and muscle I always say this wrong. Atrophy?
Yes.
Okay,
I think atrophy.
Atrophy. But most importantly, intense fear, anxiety, feelings of hopelessness, and utter despair. Fortunately, for my experiments, the trauma of the mining disaster still lingers, affecting both survivors and visitors. We then see the man in the tape begin eating a corpse on the ground in front of him.
Okay.
As Hill continues, the more time he spends here, the more desperate and afraid he becomes, and also more monstrous. 11 nights. That's the most in my experiments so far. Soon those emotions begin to affect his body in more interesting ways, transforming into a creature known as the Wendigo.
Yes. I was wondering if they were going to like label it the same thing as the game. Yep. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, so we got the Wendigos back. He says, it is no coincidence that in psychology, the Wendigo represents extreme hunger and extreme want. Under the narration, we're watching this man become more and more grotesque until he does, in fact, reach his final Wendigo form.
Mm-hmm.
Megan goes ahead and states the obvious here. That's what's happening to us, she says.
Yep.
Suddenly, radio static can be heard from across the room, and we hear the voice of Dr. Hill say, now you're getting it. Clover picks up the receiver and tells Dr. Hill to let them out. He's like, okay, sure. Yeah, right? Yeah. Let us out.
Perfect. Okay. Walk away happy, end of movie.
He's like, okay, sure. There is a way out of this. One of you stays here, essentially as a sacrifice, and the rest of you can go. And of course, everyone's like, okay, well, no, we're not doing that.
No.
Except Abe is like, all right, well, can we hear him out? Like,
okay, wait, Abe? Wait a minute, I've been keeping an eye on Max. Do I need to keep an eye on you instead? Hello?
I will say I was going to let this run. But Abe is clearly the person you're not supposed to like in this movie.
Okay,
not Max.
That's so interesting. Usually, I guess sometimes the comedic relief can be also like the annoying guy.
And it's not like he's horrible, but he's like, because he's the outsider. Like this is a group of friends, and he's just the boyfriend of Nina.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting. Like it was interesting to me that the way I was telling it was more of a Max being an annoying person, which is like, I don't know. I just think that's funny.
I know. Yeah.
Nina looks at him and is like, what? So you're going to sacrifice yourself for us? Is that what you're saying? And that's clearly not his intention. He's like, oh, no.
Exactly.
They do decide that they need to keep talking to him, though, because if they keep talking, at least maybe they can get more info.
Mm-hmm.
And it is funny that they're talking about their plan very loudly when clearly Dr. Hill can hear them. And this is not addressed. Right. This is ignored. But like, I'm like, he's listening to this whole conversation, but like, whatever.
Sure. Look past it.
So Clover picks up the mic and says, I want to see you face to face. And the others are like, girl, no, like, what are you talking about? And they're trying to convince her, like, it's just a trap. Don't do it. Hill then comes over the radio saying, I'm out in the woods and I'm here with your sister. I might just let you see her.
I fear Melanie has to be a Wendigo at this point, like a full-on Wendigo at this point, because of him saying like it only takes 11 times before, and then we know she signed in 13 times.
Yeah, it's clearly him going for Clover's weak spot. And Max, Megan, and Nina are all like, don't do it. But Abe's like, nah, guys, let her do it. Which the rest of them see is horrible because like he's clearly a selfish motivation. Like, let her sacrifice herself and we can all leave.
Wait, are they understanding though at this point that Melanie is probably a Wendigo?
There's really no indicate, like nobody really says anything.
Okay.
It's not addressed in any way. But I would assume they would make that jump.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But Clover doesn't.
Which makes sense.
Clinging onto the hope like she's been for the past year. So
exactly.
She just takes off running and manages to outrun everybody else leaving the house. And when everyone else is in the main foyer, they turn on Abe, blaming him for Clover going, which like he was encouraging it, but she was also going to do it either way. So I don't think it's like fully his fault, to be honest. And Max is like, okay, we're going to go after her, try to save her. But if she's already dead, we'll just kill ourselves and start over again. Nina's like, sounds like a plan. Abe first. She's so done with him right now.
No, I get it. I get the energy now.
So everyone's arguing when Abe whips out, oh my God, I forgot about this. When Abe whips out this line.
Oh God.
Didn't she try to kill herself twice last year? Isn't this just giving her what she... And he doesn't finish the sentence because behind him, Nina has used the pickaxe to stab him through the back.
Oh. Oh my God. I mean, knowing like, that, well, that's like, that kills him, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'll be honest. Like, you would think it would.
Yeah.
But he just kind of like falls to the ground whimpering.
Okay.
At this moment. And I think this line is wild because like, again, up to this point, he's been kind of annoying. But like, this is like, whoa, buddy.
Yeah, like
where did that come from?
Psychopathic. Like, well, she wanted to die anyway. Like, are you okay? Like, I don't think you're all there in the head, actually.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man, but that kind of wild that she just did that. But I mean, it's assuming like she's like whatever the rules, like the physical rules of the universe don't apply here. So let me just do this while I can.
No, it is still like low-key psychopathic behavior on her part.
Yeah.
But they're just gonna probably respawn, right? Like that's how it works.
Right?
So Nina tells Max and Megan to go look for Clover because they don't want to have to leave two people behind. That's what she says. So the two of them take off, and out in the woods, Clover is wandering and calling out to Hill when she steps in a bear trap.
Oh no.
The chain attached to this trap begins to drag her into some dark brush where we hear growling sounds. And she disappears into the dark and screams, and we cut away. Back to Nina and Abe now. They're kind of having a bit of an emo moment, but Nina's still mad. And Abe's like, I'm so scared of dying. And she's like, yeah, me too, but I'm way more afraid of living without my friends. Then another figure walks into frame holding a knife. Nina looks up at this person saying, him first. Abe's like, huh? What? But this confusion only lasts a moment as the killer stabs the knife into his face. And we cut away from that, I think, assuming that Nina has also been killed in this moment.
Oh, man. Okay.
So Megan and Max are wandering the forest when they come across something kind of cool. And they kind of stop to look at it. It's like the roofs of a couple of houses kind of sticking out of the ground a little bit.
Yeah.
And they just kind of like acknowledge that. Like, that's kind of cool. And then they keep walking. And they hear some like twigs breaking and shuffling around them. So they kind of like freak out and they hide up against a tree. And as they're standing there, some like sludge falls onto Megan's shoulder. And Max is like, what the fuck? And he shines the light up to reveal, and honestly, a very solid jump scare that a Wendigo is like just on the branch right above them. Like it's like a quick pan up, like jump. It's really, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So they take off running, and the Wendigo is following behind, and they're running through an open area when Megan trips and falls, of course. But she falls onto a pane of glass in the ground, and they realize that it's a skylight from a house in the ground. But the glass is breaking beneath her, so they have to act fast, but carefully. So Max reaches out for her hand, but the Wendigo comes out of nowhere and just like flies at Megan and like smashes her through the glass, sending both the Wendigo and Megan down into the home below. And the Wendigo just drags Megan's body out of sight, and Max runs away. So we lost Megan again. Now, we definitely thought Clover was dead, but she suddenly emerges from the dark brush with the bear trap still attached to her ankle.
Okay.
I don't know why or how. It's just kind of weird.
Yeah.
So Max comes upon her and frantically frees her from the trap, but as soon as he does, they hear a sound. When they look up back towards where Clover just was, they see the Wendigo version of Melanie, clearly for the first time.
Yes.
And Girly is horrifying. Melanie screeches and runs at the two of them, but Max thinks fast and slams the open bear trap like into her face.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, yay, but you know.
I know, but it's like Melanie, so you're like, oh.
Yeah.
So they run away and find a place to hide in a small rundown shack in the middle of the woods. Clover just completely breaks down at this point and cries in Max's arms. And she asks him why didn't you guys just leave? Like, I gave myself up. And he's like, of course we weren't going to let that happen. We've got more chances. We'll try again. Clover looks at Max and asks him, when we die, like for real, do you think we get the chance to do it all again? He's like, I hope not. It just means more somehow when you know you only have one shot. Which is like a really interesting, I mean, like it's a very simple thing, but it's also like how it's along the same lines of like, you wouldn't want to live forever because then like it doesn't mean anything.
Right. Yeah.
It's like this same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Clover asks Max like who's still alive, and he says that he knows for a fact that Megan's gone, but he doesn't know about Nina and Abe. So Clover picks up a shard of glass and hands it to Max, essentially asking him to kill her. And he actually does it pretty quickly.
Oh, wow.
He slits her throat with the glass and she dies.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a moment earlier. It's not like this is super easy because like remember earlier she asked him to kill her and like he wouldn't do it. So like this was like a second doing that again, but this time he does it.
Sure.
And Max then goes over to some rainwater dripping down the roof of the shack and he drinks it. He runs out into the open where Wendigo Melanie is hunting for him. He screams a fuck you before exploding. We cut to black and then hear the sound of rain before fading back into raindrops on a pretty modern looking window. We can immediately tell that we're in a flashback because Clover is in what seems like her bedroom and she calls out to Melanie like, hold on a minute, Mel. She grabs a necklace from her jewelry box and brings it down to Mel down in the kitchen and she urges her to take it with her, but Melanie insists that she keep it. Mel's getting ready to leave and you can tell that Clover doesn't want her to. She's like, well, maybe, like just wait out the storm. And Melanie's like, no, like I really just want to get going. Melanie offers for what seems like it must be the 10th time for Clover to come with her, but Clover stands on the fact that she just can't. She doesn't want to leave.
Okay.
Mel tells her that she just can't stay here for the rest of her life and rot away in this house. She's like, it's not living. And Clover hits her back with, well, at least I'm not running away. And Mel's like, I'm not running away. I'm actually running towards something, a new life, school, a new city, my dreams. I love you, she says, but I can't just sit here and waste away becoming something I'd hate.
Yeah. They're like, I'm guessing like 18 to 20 around there, like college age.
Right. It definitely seems like Mel is older, but only by a year or two.
Okay. Yeah. That's sad because I got the impression at the beginning that she just like up and left out of nowhere. So like,
yes.
Now this just makes everything even more sad.
Right. I think they want you to think that because of the way like Nina talks about her and everything. But then you see this and you're like, oh, so it really wasn't as clear cut.
Yeah.
So Melanie goes out the front door and Clover goes to follow her, telling her to wait. But when she opens the front door back up, Wendigo Mel jumps out and Clover wakes up from the nightmare. So this is actually our second check if you have anything you want to add.
I think I might just dock myself like 2% and go down to 7% at this point.
Okay.
Just because I now know that we have like it's not just I get to try forever. Like we know now that we only have so many tries before you're dead. So that gives me like the less of a chance.
Absolutely. So Clover wakes up on the couch in the main living space and everyone else is already awake. And Max tells her that he had to drag her in here. He wasn't sure that she was going to wake up this time. They get to talking about how many nights it's been. Max is like 4 nights, I think. And then Abe is like, nah, it's actually been 5. It's been 13 nights, Nina says. She's been the one writing down her name in the book every night, so she knows.
What do you mean 13 nights? I mean, I assume we just haven't gotten to see all of them.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
We'll talk about that.
Okay.
So they run over and they look at the book and they notice that nobody has ever signed the book more than 13 times.
Right.
So tonight could be their last chance. It takes the group until now to realize that Megan's not in the room with them, which I don't know how it took them this long. But they like run around, they're like, Megan, and she's nowhere.
Oh no.
They're worried that something's already happened to her, or maybe the night already got her and she just had less chances, because who's to say? Like they might all have different rates of changing. So
right, yeah.
She could be gone. They're also having a hard time understanding why their memory is so fucked. Like, why do we remember the other nights? Why didn't we write anything down? And now Abe, he cuts in to say, wait, didn't I record something? He pulls out his phone and checks his camera roll. there are a bunch of videos that he doesn't remember recording.
Ooh.
So let's check them out, shall we? How would you like to go on a found footage montage journey?
Oh my God. Love.
I think it's kind of fun that this is the way they sneak it in. It's so silly that they're like, oh, he recorded all this shit. But like,
I know. No, I'm here for it.
Yeah. Here's some of the things that we see on this. We have a close-up of Clover's face and a worm is coming out of her face. There's like a nice hole in her face and there's just a worm, and they go to like grab it out of her face, but it retracts back in and then her face turns all gross. Next, we see the group walking down a red hallway and they reach a locked door at the end and they turn around and they see a white masked figure standing in the doorway. And this is one of the creepiest things I've ever seen because it's like an optical illusion. Because they're looking down the hall and the guy looks like he's normal sized, but as he moves down the hall, like he gets big. Like, have you ever seen that kind of illusion? And like the way it's shot is so creepy. Like he just comes like straight towards the camera and then it cuts away. Love. Max and Abe have a violent run-in with a Wendigo that they stab in the head over and over. Abe and Nina hear a large siren head-like sound as blood pours from Nina's eyes. Someone then records Dr. Hill walking around the room, poking at dead bodies before going through those main double doors down that tunnel hallway. Oh. And then Megan turns the camera on herself, saying she's going to go after him, going to go see where he goes, try to get information. Okay. So we cut back to the present at that time, and we hear the siren blaring again, one that we had heard in the found footage section. And I don't know if this is supposed to like kind of represent that maybe there was a siren related to the mine. Like it's not clear, but that would be my guess. But they look outside and they see a ton of figures kind of surrounding their house and slowly making their way toward the house. And,
like all the Wendigos. Yeah.
But it's a quick shot. It almost looks like they don't even look like Wendigos. I think they're supposed to be. But I think they all have a little bit of personality because they are coming from people that were actually here.
Right, yeah.
Which is really interesting. Yeah. So Nina's like, well, we need to run. And Abe goes, all we've been doing is running away. So Clover confidently inserts herself saying, so let's start running towards something. Oh. I know. That callback kind of crushes me a little bit. Yeah. She grabs her flashlight and a weapon and tells the group that she's heading down that tunnel too. Abe is hesitant. He's like, you know this could be our last shot, right? And Clover goes, good. It means more when you only have one shot. Yeah. So they like have her have both of those major callbacks right there.
That's cute. Yeah.
It's giving like that teenage horror movie slasher emo. Yeah. And I live for those.
Me too. I appreciate those moments.
So she heads downstairs toward the tunnel doors and she gets to the doors and like kind of like mentally preps herself standing there, ready to go in, when of course everyone else appears behind her telling her that they're going to stick together through this because that's what they do.
Perfect.
So they all head down the spooky dark tunnel together before coming upon a full-blown underground city. Oh. It's like the whole town essentially is underground. Now I will say, to me, I don't know if you want to look at this as a plot hole or just it makes it make sense. It's like a dome. It's not like the city should just be covered in dirt. It's not. They can walk around it, but it's underground now, which doesn't really compute. But
does it have electricity down here? Like, is it
No, it's like abandoned.
But okay, so it's just like the literal structure that doesn't make sense, but it still is like the abandoned vibe. Okay.
It's like you shouldn't be able to walk around a city that was buried by dirt.
It should be,
but we can.
It should be buried, completely.
Right. So it's like, okay, whatever. Like, we'll just go with it because it looks cool. It's fine. So they explore around looking for anything that might guide them to Hill. And Clover leads them into one of the buildings. I don't know why she picks this one, but they just like pick a building, they go inside. It looks like a classic abandoned building, but this it seems like it's an old family home because we see like some kids' toys on the ground. It's completely decrepit. No one's been here for a long time. So they reach a spot where a hole has formed in the wall, and through it, like pretty far away, within the building, they can see Wendigo Mel. Oh. And Clover tells everyone to stay perfectly still and not make a sound. She specifically says, don't move. And this is very reminiscent of the game where you have to just stay perfectly still.
No, I love it. Also, just gameplay wise, I love it so much. Like,
it's so
that needs to be in more horror games. It's so fun.
I agree. So eventually, Wendigo Mel scurries away. But as soon as she does, another Wendigo pops right through the hole in front of them. in what is a very effective jump scare.
Oh God.
Because you're like so focused on so far away watching Mel that, and then like when that face pops up, like to me it was completely unexpected.
No, I love that's my favorite type of jump scare. The one that always gets me the most is where they give you a focal point to look at, and then it like is all of a sudden right in your face. It's giving. Oh my God, were you traumatized by that that video as a child of the car on the road?
Oh my God, yes. My dad showed that to me when I was like 6. I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
Oh my God, that's funny. That's funny. No, it's that. It's that.
Everyone screams as the Wendigo jumps at them, and things get really chaotic and a little hard to follow at this point because it's dark, but everyone's running and screaming. They do manage to stick together as they run through a series of tunnels in the mines, and they find some kind of like garage door thing, and Max lifts it up and tells everyone to hurry through. So they do, and they shut the door behind them. They find themselves in another old-looking home. A loud thudding sound rings out, and Max looks up to see that this home happens to have a skylight window as well. And our original masked killer from the beginning is standing up on the window pane, slamming down on it, like trying to break the glass so he can come hang out with them.
Yep.
And he eventually succeeds, falling down into the room, landing on his feet. Nice landing. And he walks menacingly toward Abe, Nina, and Max. But Clover has already made it to the other side of the room. And they're like, just go find Megan. Like, we'll take care of this. And she's reluctant, but eventually she agrees to go. She runs out of the room, and the killer begins to slowly follow her. But Max picks up a little, like, metal lid off the ground and chucks it at the back of his head, screaming, "Hey, asshole," which I feel like is such a common thing in horror.
Yeah.
And this killer guy immediately turns back to them, and Max is like, oh, fuck. Like, this can't go well for them. Because,
right, now
like,
what?
we've seen what he's capable of.
Yeah.
So Clover keeps running through more tunnels, and as she goes to climb over a pile of rocks, she stumbles and narrowly misses this insane, like, spear of a rock that would have likely killed her.
Yeah.
But crisis averted. She's fine. She gets up, she takes a few more steps forward, and then hears a shuffling sound. She aims her flashlight around the room before it lands on Wendigo Mel, who jumps forward and just attacks her. There's a little bit of an action fight sequence when Mel eventually gets Clover backed into a wall. And Clover is like trying to get through to her naturally, being like, it's me, Mel, like it's Clover. But she pretty quickly realizes that like Mel's gone. There's nothing she can do. So she lunges herself at Mel, throwing her back onto that sharp rock from earlier. And it goes through Mel's chest and she's gone immediately.
Okay. Yeah,
so
that's
R.I.P. Mel.
Rough.
Like,
I know.
It's sad.
It is sad that she was just like, I'm going to go start the rest of my life now. And then this. Yeah. And then you can't do anything to save her. And actually, you have to kill her. Like, this is so tragic.
And they do have like a little bit of a reversal here, too. Because before running away, Clover looks to her sister and says, I love you, Mel, but I'm getting the fuck out of this hellhole.
Oh my God.
So like she runs and Mel stays, which I'm like, wow.
There's like a lot of good writing in this movie.
There really is. This is what I mean when I went into this movie like expecting just the worst thing ever and was pleasantly surprised.
I literally want to look up, I'm going to do it after, I want to look up like the writer and what else the writer or writers. I'm guessing it's multiple writers for this one, but yeah, I'm interested.
So let's go see what's up with the other gang that we left behind.
Yes.
It's a 3v1, and they are throwing everything they can find at this killer. And they eventually manage to knock him to the ground. And as a group, they lift up a sledgehammer and manage to get it over their own heads and bring it down on his.
Damn, okay.
And we do get a very graphic like shot of it like smashing the head, and we linger on it. Like we sit there. It's not like it's quick so that it's like, oh, don't look at our bad like graphics. Like it sits there and you're like, oh, that's nice. Yeah. Like pretty. Oof. So the three of them, they're like laughing and celebrating for a moment when they hear other creatures in the distance. They're like, ah, shit, right. Like we can celebrate this, but we're not done. So back to Clover. She's walking down what I think must have been a street at one point, and there's a red traffic light laying on the ground, but it's still blinking, which creates a cool atmosphere.
Yeah.
But this cool atmosphere turns very quickly into my worst nightmare. When Clover hears a noise and like she throws herself behind something to hide. Now our shot is like dead on facing her, but we can see behind her. So the light is still flashing, right? Light goes out. Here's some shuffling. Comes back on.
No, I hate when movies do this. and then like it's closer every time.
Yes. And that is exactly what they do. We see the Wendigo in the distance. Light goes off, more shuffling, back on, it's closer. This is a trope that gets me every time.
I think I've probably seen it the most with like the flashlight is going out, you know?
Oh, yeah. No, that's so true. But anyway, no, it's like off, shuffling, on, right behind Clover this time. And this time it lingers there for a while before moving on and running away. This is also extremely reminiscent of those moments in the game because the thing is like right behind her and she's standing there like holding her breath and it's like right over her shoulder.
Yeah.
So it does feel a lot like those moments in the game too.
Imagine, this is a crazy thought. Imagine a game where like you literally have to hold your breath for a certain amount of time.
Oh my God. There would be lawsuits.
No, exactly. Like it could never happen because people would literally die because some people cannot be doing that. But
that would be cool.
Imagine. Oh my God.
I can't lie. That would be super cool.
Yeah. Or like, oh my God, sorry. I'm like thinking about just stupid game stuff now, but like imagine like a heart rate game where if like your heart rate goes above a certain number, like you're in trouble and you have to like try to stay calm.
You know what? It's actually, I was about to say I would definitely lose because I have a high resting, but I guess you'd have to like put your resting in, right?
Yes.
And so it would average you.
Yes, it could work.
Oh my God, why am I like so... Okay, well, Cassie and I are making a game, everybody.
We have to make a found footage horror movie and then we have to make a game.
Okay, we'll get on it.
A little to-do list.
So off Clover goes again, right? And this time she finds some interesting looking double doors that say do not enter. So like,
go inside,
going in there.
Absolutely.
So she goes in and she hears Megan screaming for help. Clover follows the sound of her voice and finds her chained up in the same padded room from the VHS tape earlier. Clover is chained to a chair, and this is apparently important, and maybe you'll remember this better than me. The chair that she's chained in is a exact replica of a chair from the game.
Is it the one with, where like a saw is coming toward you?
It might be that
and
one.
You're stuck
it's like
in
a
the chair.
Big wooden chair, like square back chair. I don't know, but like I just know that was one of the things that came up, that this is like a very direct replica of a thing in the game.
Okay.
And I was just like, I don't remember it, but it's...
Yeah, I'm going to have to look it up just because I want to know if I know.
Yeah. Clover gets jump scared here when a Wendigo slams itself up against the window. Like it's in the room with Megan. But it is chained to the other side of the room, just far enough away that it can't reach her.
Okay.
So it's like trying to get at her, but it's chained just far enough away. Clover tries to open the door, but of course it's locked. And it seems pretty apparent that she's not going to get in. So she's like, Megan, I'm going to go find a way to get in, find a key, something. Like, I'll come back for you. Clover takes off running until she comes upon a room. A room that says so much and feels so familiar.
Oh.
This room, I'm just like, I need to, no, calm down.
You're so mean.
This room has a set of 6 televisions stacked together like security cameras. There are shots of the Welcome Center, like live feeds. In the center of the room is a desk. On this desk is a lot of paperwork and one of those classic green lamps with the little pull cord.
Yes. Like,
and the chair is like a nice big leather chair.
Like the therapy.
Yes! You're like, oh my God, it's The Office.
Oh my God.
It's The Office. I don't know if it's like an exact replica, but like you get the vibes immediately. It's the green lamp.
Yes.
The green lamp is what does it. Like, because I had to look it up after and I was like, how close is it? And I don't know for sure that's supposed to be exact, but like it's definitely like The Office. And I got so giddy over that.
Yes.
I was so excited.
I love that. Okay, so it's time to like sit down and talk about our feelings then.
Exactly. So Clover walks over to the desk and she sees her file sitting right at the top. Like it's a file on her.
Oh.
And then she walks over to get a better look at the TVs, but she hears the door slam shut behind her. In has walked Dr. Hill. He's locked the door behind himself and walks over to the desk where he sets down his coffee cup and his keys. You have been an intriguing patient, Clover. Severe depression, 2 failed suicide attempts, extreme anxiety. You've lost control, Clover, and that's evident by every monster you've encountered here. You see, they each represent a unique manifestation of your psyche. Being chased by a mass psycho, that's pretty common. Everyone feels powerless in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, oh my God, wait. I literally wrote now, oh my God, and my body just got chills. Girl, calm down. It's really not that serious. It's not that serious.
I love this.
So Clover looks at the desk and she sees some other files. And guess which file's on top?
Oh my God, what? Who, Mel?
Joshua Washington. With a literal picture of Josh from the game. It's not even like a human representation. They just put the video game rendering of him.
I love that. I was not expecting that. What? So, oh my God, that's so cool.
It literally like brought. I never gasped so loud. I was like, oh my God. I was so excited.
I love it.
Anyway, my excitement need to calm down. He goes on to tell her that the witch is a personification of repression, but the spontaneous combustion, that's actually quite rare. It's a nod to her self-destructive tendencies. She insists that she will get out of here with her friends. She will save them. And he's like, well, yeah, only you can. It's all about your fears and insecurities.
Yeah, why?
And she's like, so is this all in my head? Or is it real? And he's like, oh, of course it's real. But you're the engine that makes it run. Which is an element that I kind of forgot about from the game. Like, remember, as Josh, you have to, like, pick things you're afraid of. And, like, you do make those choices.
Yeah.
And they do show up in the game. And I kind of forgot about that whole thing until he started going on this little monologue. And I was like, oh my God, that does go back to the game.
Interesting.
So Clover asks Hill the classic, why are you doing this?
Right.
And Hill's kind of excited about this question, I think, because he gets real passionate about his why. He's like, well, this is my study. Fear is my trade. And he's getting into it, so he's facing away now. And Clover reaches for this coffee cup on the table that she's been eyeing for a while now. She slides it across the desk a little bit so that some of the water from the ceiling drips into it, and then slides it back over.
Nice.
Before he turns around.
Okay.
It's pretty tricky, a little risky, but it's clever.
Yep.
And then Hill turns back around, and he does, in fact, reach right for his coffee mug and takes a nice big gulp. But in order to make this truly effective, he says, somebody always has to die. Oh my God, I wrote his stomach gurgles, much like mine and Cassie's while we record the podcast.
Always.
Literally, we're both like, did you hear that? No? Okay, great. So his stomach makes a big, like, grumbly noise. And he lunges for Clover, but he explodes, baby.
Okay.
He explodes. I know, crazy. So Clover sees his keys on the ground, and she runs back toward Megan to set her free. Naturally, she gets into the room and rescues Megan just in time, like just moments before the Wendigo is like breaking free of its chains, and they manage to close the door and lock the Wendigo inside. We see a flash of the hourglass, and they are so close to surviving. But it can't be that easy. More Wendigos descend upon them, and they're running and they're screaming, and the other group is doing the same, the group we left behind. Darkness, chaos, quick flashes of hectic things. This is just like a very boom, boom, boom kind of sequence. And Clover's hand eventually bursts through the ground, much like Mel's did at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
She's almost to the surface, but she gets pulled back down again, and the music is escalating, and the sand is falling, and it's very intense. And then the others have made it above ground somehow. I don't know. And they pull Clover to the surface. And just as they do, the last grains of sand fall. They pull Clover out, and everyone just collapses to the ground in relief. They made it, they think.
Do they have like weirdly long fingers for life, though? Like,
yeah, right? Does that stick with them? How does that work? That's a great question. Clover looks up at the sky, and the sun is rising. The rain is stopping. And Max lets out a, we did it. It's over. Now, a horn honks here, scared the living shit out of me because I thought it was outside my house when I was like writing the script this morning.
Yeah.
But we look up and we see Abe's already sat in that car. He's ready to go. And he's like, are you guys staying another night? Like, let's go.
Yeah,
let's get out of here. They all kind of limp over to the car, get in, drive away. We fade to black. But,
okay. Oh.
But we cut back to those 6 screens in the office.
Oh, yeah.
They're no longer showing feeds of the Welcome Center. They are now showing scenes from a winter cabin in the forest, and a black SUV pulls up. We hear the whistling of Dr. Hill come in before fading back out, and the movie ends.
Wait, what the hell does that even mean? What does that even mean, like, in the context of this movie?
What it means is that this movie takes place in the same universe as Until Dawn.
Right.
And it is meant to likely be a prequel. The one thing that makes it tricky is, how does Dr. Hill survive?
Right.
I don't know. That kind of fucks with it. But this, like, Josh's file being on his desk, like, he was prepping for his next victim, which was going to be Josh. So this is, like, meant to come right before Until Dawn the game.
Wait, I have an idea.
What's up?
Because like how would he survive to be able to run another game or whatever?
Yeah.
I was thinking when you said that she was going to get him to like drink the poison, I was thinking to myself, like, I wonder if that's even going to work on him because he's the creator of this dimension. And so when it did work on him, I was like, oh, okay, and I accepted it. But what if like that person, like him in the game, in the movie, is like just, what do you call it? It is just like a character placement of him. It's like not his actual self. Like he's the puppeteer outside of like this dome, outside of this dimension, and he put himself into it as a character, but it's just a character that can die like everyone else.
Oh my God. No, you're probably right.
And it's not actually him.
It's that, and it's like, even though he says it's real, that is still a conversation in the Until Dawn universe of like what is actually happening versus manifestations of like, because the whole thing is based on her fears. So it's like, obviously it's extremely paranormal, everything that's happening. So like when you put things in a paranormal universe, you have so many
possibilities. Yeah.
Like you can just do whatever the hell you want and nobody can question it because it's just like, that's your universe. Like you're delving into things that aren't real.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess most people are landing on this being a prequel.
Yeah.
With it being muddy and recognizing that it's muddy and like the timeline doesn't make 100% the most sense in the world. But looking at it as a prequel, I love it. And
yes,
I genuinely like, I don't know. All right. So how do you feel? Like,
I liked it. I loved it. I get it as a prequel and as like, I like my theory, like I'm going to live with it right now is like, that's what it is. It's like my headcanon of him like being like this omniscient person outside of everything. And he put himself in, but like, that's not really him. Right. And he just keeps doing this and keeps doing this. And Josh is next. And he preys on like people who have like damaged psyches for whatever reason that are easily like have a lot of fears and are like have all these like valid creative manifestations of fear, and that's what he's studying. And I love this as a prequel and like as like added lore to the game and the universe.
Right. And I was like looking at stuff like the director said, and the director like straight up talked about, why would we remake the game and take out the most intriguing element of it, which is making your own choices. So like, what is the point in that? As mad as I was at first that it wasn't going to be a remake of the game, because I was like, what's the point of calling it Until Dawn? Now I get it. And I think it's interesting that maybe they did lean into that in the marketing. I never watched the trailers. I didn't by word of mouth.
I didn't even bother to watch the trailer because I was like, I guess I thought it was just going to be a remake of the game. And I was like, what the heck? So I never paid attention.
And maybe this is also just coming from like, this is the first time I've ever watched a movie adaptation of a video game. So I don't know how these things like usually do play out, like Resident Evil and Uncharted, I know are video game movies. Like, I don't know, do they do the same thing? Are they in the same universe? I don't know. But this was such a pleasant surprise to me.
Yeah, I think it was perfect for what it was. You know, there's 2 writers on this movie.
Okay.
And one of them is Larry Fessenden, and he was a writer for the game.
What's that?
The game. The video game.
Oh, I was like, the game? Is that a movie that I haven't seen? Wait, no, that checks out.
He was like a literal writer on the Until Dawn, the video game, and then also Man of Medan, the video game.
Okay, wait, remind me. Same studio, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Dark Pictures and Until Dawn, The Quarry, and Frank Stone. That's all Supermassive.
Okay. I'm waiting for the new Supermassive game, by the way.
I know.
There's like the new Dark Pictures game.
There's a new Dark Pictures?
Well, I think I don't know if it's in it's like the space one. It's referenced in the game.
Space one was supposed to come out this October and now it got pushed to 2026.
Well, they can call me up and explain that to me.
Exactly.
I'm a disappointed customer.
I know.
What the hell?
Yeah, so he's done a lot of video game short films and video game writing. And then the other writer on here, there is one other one, doesn't have a wiki page, so. But yeah, that makes sense. I did not realize that it was like the writers of the game are involved in writing of the film. Like maybe I would have had more trust in it if I knew that.
Absolutely. I didn't know that at all. Yeah. I mean, this is a learning moment, I think, for me, maybe for you, where word of mouth is not always something that you should take too seriously, because just because everyone else is bitching and moaning about it doesn't mean that it's bad.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people jump to conclusions with this film, including myself. I'm 100% saying yes, me too. But this was a movie that I really enjoyed watching twice. And I would watch it again. I think it's super fun.
This is one of those movies where I am absolutely going to be sitting my horror movie sister down, and we're going to be watching this one. It just seems like a fun one to watch, like with friends too situation.
Yes.
And we love it's so fun doing jump scare movies with her. So
love that. In terms of surviving, I feel like I would personally be very low. I don't know if you're feeling any better about your chances at this point.
Yeah, it really just came down to like getting a drop of water in that coffee. Right.
And before that, a ton of combat.
Right.
Like fighting her sister, killing her sister, all of that also, which I just know with my non-physical strength abilities.
Same. I think I'm gonna give myself a final. Oh my gosh, you know what I think? Wait. I need to Google something because I'm gonna be annoying.
Go for it.
So I just Googled what time exactly is dawn.
Wait, is it 5?
And it's like, it depends on your time zone and like the time of the year and everything like that.
Oh, yeah.
But it's about 5 a.m. for me. So I'm going to give myself a final 5%.
I love when you do that. Like when you looked up the year of the movie, I found a lot of joy in that. Well, it's funny. I wrote down 4. So
oh my God.
We're going to be a 5.
We
then,
keep
right?
getting so close to like matching completely.
Yes, exactly. So 5%. And I think you gotta endure so much. So I feel like a low number in this one makes sense.
Right. And then you're coming back with like less, I don't know, like bravado and confidence and hope every time. And then also you're coming back with like different, more like battered and bruised more and more. It's like, ugh.
And every decision that got them to that point too was like, they didn't really do anything wrong.
Yeah. And they're not even remembering the things they did wrong. They're not remembering everything clearly.
Right.
Nah, yeah, this is like very nearly impossible for me, for us.
I'm not feeling too good.
Yeah.
But this was really fun. I enjoyed telling this one. I hope you enjoyed listening to this one. Feel free to check us out, friends, over on Instagram at I'd Survive Podcast. Over there, you can also find a link to our Discord where you can submit your scores and let us know. Would you survive?